Oh no! Hello, everyone! Welcome to the King of Anime podcast. It's me, the guy. I'm the guy. It's me. Hello. We got Satsuki here, who is he has been on the struggle bus. Let me tell you guys, we got to give him a round of applause.
Hey, okay, I think it's working now.
Oh, is it working?
Yeah.
Can they hear you?
They should be able to hear me.
Also, hello, Dingy Lemon VA. That is he does a Chainsaw Man abridged series that, from what I garner, is pretty popular. So what's going on?
Pretty dope. What's good with you?
Satsuki, what are your thoughts on when it comes to Chainsaw Man? Chainsaw Man.
When it comes to Chainsaw Man in general, or Chainsaw Man in the world of Chainsaw Man?
I want a pseudo meta commentary on if you were in the world of Chainsaw Man, how you would view Chainsaw Man on a podcast talking about Chainsaw Man.
Well, I would feel like he needs to get off a podcast because he owes the world a lot more. You know, like there are actual demons outside, and you're up here talking about girls getting sick in anime. That would make me feel the type of way. I wouldn't be pleased.
Also, it is Dingy Lemon's birthday, so happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
You only get one of those.
Yeah, don't let the Makimas bite, or don't bite the Maki.
Yo, if Makima had a podcast, what would it be about?
I feel like she could make a podcast about anything. I could see her making something about home decor. I could see her talking about relationship advice. Not good relationship advice, mind you.
Not very good.
Yeah.
If you just manipulate them, they'll do anything you want them to do. And then you can destroy their entire lives and watch it crumble as they become dogs for you.
I also don't think any advice that she would give would just work for regular people, because regular people just don't have like the hypnotizing eyes, spiral eyes. So
that's very true. What's up, Albert?
What's going on?
Yeah, so this is the King of Anime podcast. This is the show where we talk about anime every week. And EA is not here, but he is here with us in spirit.
Yeah.
He was taken out by a 40mm cannon from an AC-130 about 5 minutes before the podcast went live.
It was me.
It was sort of like that scene in War of the Worlds, where
Starfire,
where he blew up, and we were like, "EA, are you alive?" And we didn't really see anything because everything was really vaporized. It was actually pretty impressive. He was in a house, and then he wasn't. But the crazy thing is that his webcam was still active.
Yeah.
It was the only thing that wasn't touched.
I just decided it was time for a podcast with respectable people whose name starts with a S. And
this is true.
Everything animated, it just doesn't fit the style of the podcast anymore. Now, if it was everything animates, or let's say like some things animated, cool. But everything animated is just not working for me, honestly.
I mean, if you think about it, like, we live in a world of abundance. Do we really need everything anymore?
No.
At this point, we really just need some things. So something
everything
animated.
AI. That's what I want.
We gotta get images. We gotta generate videos of EA getting blasted by an AC-130.
It would be cool if we started a podcast with just that.
That would be insane.
We should have those just for like if one of us is absent, we just have one of those in the tuck and just play that before the podcast start displaying. And then we don't even have to talk about why they're gone. We just show that.
We have like it's like Call of Duty 2 where it's like he opens a laptop and it's like a Predator missile.
Yeah. Gotta be prepared.
Oh my god.
But yes, EA is MIA for this podcast, so it is just me, Sasuke the Savage, and C Tactics. As you can see, look, you even see our names at the bottom. What podcast does that? Come on now.
I can only think of maybe one other.
Yeah. I can't think of none because I don't watch any podcasts.
The only one I watch is Trash Taste, and it's to hate watch it. Because I know that one day KOA is going to become so big that we're going to buy him out.
I like the ambition. I like it.
Who's the real Trash Taste now?
Yeah. Because they're not talking about all the anime that we're covering for this season.
They don't even talk about anime. They talk about how they're going to have a podcast in front of the White House or something. Yeah. Bunch of normies.
Well, this podcast, we are covering Daemons of the Shadow Realm, Marriagetoxin, Akane-Banashi, and Witch at Atelier. We are not covering Blue Gender this week. We're going to wait for EA. We were only supposed to watch one episode 20. That is this podcast anyway. So next week, we'll cover those 2 episodes. But we have a full house as far as the spring season goes.
Yeah, true. If we waited like technically if we waited 2 shows and then we had a 3rd show on top of that, we would be here for like 12 hours.
I am stun locked.
Oh no. What does that mean?
No. Okay, I'm back.
Oh,
what the fuck was that? What's good, Neon?
Yeah, what's going on, Neon? Well, I guess we should probably go ahead and jump into the news. But how are we going to introduce this?
I got you. I know how to work buttons and soundboards. Like,
but who's going to do the lead in though?
You don't need a lead in.
You got to have a guy to wait. Okay, hold on. I have a soundboard too.
Yeah.
I can just play one of my soundboards and that'll be the lead in.
I'm a little afraid, but go for it.
Don't worry, you got this. Guys, it's time for the news. And you know what that means?
I don't know. I'm too angry to even fart.
What?
Play the
Now let's get ready for the KOA.
What's that? Who was that?
That was EA doing the intro to the KOA news.
True. Thank you, EA. Thank you for your services.
Do we have any news?
I don't have any. Well, there is something. But I didn't have any immediate news.
I don't have any either.
Yeah. Just give me 1 second.
I mean, the only thing that I read recently was that the UK is probably going to ban kids from talking on Fortnite and Roblox, but they don't care about the kids.
Well, I don't know if you've been on Twitter, but have you been seeing the witch hat? Or not witch hat. Ichi the Witch, which was in an A. Have you been seeing the witch hat controversy?
I have not. Is there? I've tried to start reading Ichi the Witch a couple times, and it's just I've always had something else come up.
It's the stupidest thing ever. It is literally people arguing about whether or not the one of the, I don't know if she's a main character because I don't read it as well, but it's just people arguing about whether the character is black or Indian, and that has been going. That's been a center of the conversation for
that is the
like 3 days.
That's the most 2026 Twitter thing I've heard, and since like yesterday.
I mean, it was pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie, just to see people go like, "Do you see her hair? She's obviously black." And then other people will pull up these panels. You tell me a black person looks like this? It was entertaining, but
is this like the main girl?
I don't know if she's a main character, but she's definitely the character I've seen the most of from that series. Like anytime I've seen anything of that series, it's been because of that character.
Okay, I'm gonna Google this. Ichi the Witch, the popular girl. Everyone.
All you have to do is like put sad Ichi the Witch sad emoji girl, and then you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the one that looks like that.
Her. Oh yeah, her.
Mm-hmm.
Why are people arguing about this?
I don't know.
Why? There's literally a quote here. What turned you into a spiteful creep just because nobody would notice you? Talk about lame, you lonely old virgin. Is that what her response would be to this controversy?
Maybe.
She's got really big boobs. Hold up.
She does? I didn't know that.
That's what I'm looking at. Oh my god.
I've only seen her face, like a close up of her face. I've never seen her whole body.
Wait, hold on.
Is this a goon character?
Hold on. I hope not. I'm
gonna look too now.
I'm checking the ages immediately. I need to do this. This is Descares is her name?
Yeah.
Age. Please give me the age, please.
I'm pretty sure this is an adult.
There's nothing to confirm it what her age is, but we do know her species. She is human.
Oh.
So we got that. And her occupation is that of a witch.
Yeah, she's of age.
Why would people? Oh God, it just.
I mean, that was a thing for like 3 days, but it wasn't. It was much to do about nothing. It was one of those things where,
bored.
Yeah, one of those typical viral things that came out, and everybody chimed in, and you already know, like your boy chimed in, Chibi.
Oh yeah. Chibi probably was like, "This is why we need to get ice into the streets. We need to put this woman in a prison cell right now."
I think what he said was,
she's not young enough.
No, oh my god, no. He said something like, "Oh my god, I don't want the anime onlys to get on this and ruin the fandom." That type of thing, the gatekeeping thing.
As he's intentionally trying to ruin the fandom because he knows if he interjects himself, he can get more clout off of that.
Yeah.
God, I fucking hate this guy. Can't somebody just like at YouTube hit the delete button on his channel and just keep hitting the delete button accidentally when he pops back up?
Well, probably not, but I don't know. This is nothing to do with like anime stuff, but there's been a whole bunch of phishing scams that have got like a lot worse as far as like with Discord specifically. I actually seen somebody who lost their account this way, where they'll send you a message and you know like when you have a long message sent to you and they'll have like the show more thing.
Oh,
yeah, they'll do phishing scams like that.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
really clever. So what you're saying is we send, because I could probably get Chibi's Discord in a minute. So what you're saying is that we pay someone to send Chibi one of these show more links. He clicks it, we take over his channel and install EA as the new Chibi. The Chibis are.
No, because I feel like a lot of those steps would probably be illegal or something, or at least get us in trouble.
He probably would enjoy the entire event. What do you mean? He would.
It is free content.
It's free content for him. Not only that, he's a cuck, so he'd love it.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
But yeah, that's the thing I've been seeing. So if you're on Discord, I mean, really anything, because they can do that with your email as well. You got to be very wary about what you're clicking on, even if it's a show more thing, because people should know, be wary of the links that you click, but they've got a lot smarter with these things. So yeah.
Honestly, I hope someone sends me one.
What are you going to do?
It's just an excuse to not be on Discord.
I see. Well, that's all the news I got. Do you have any news?
The only other tidbit of news I would have is that EA seemingly was vaporized by an AC-130.
Sure. Well,
so if you missed that,
yeah,
there you go.
Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
So I think we are going to get into our first show of the night, which is not Blue Period, because we'll be covering that next podcast. But
can we kill Blue Period?
It's going to kill itself pretty soon. We only got 6 episodes left, right?
Wait, you mean Blue Gender?
Why do I keep saying Blue? It doesn't matter what. Even if I have it right in my face, I'll still say Blue Period.
Man, poor Marlene. He's gonna have. You know what she's gonna do? The next episode, she's gonna be like, Sasuke.
She doesn't need to be worried about me. Trust me. The one that needs to be worried about me is Alicia, but hopefully, I didn't watch the episode yet, but hopefully she got handled. First show of the night is none other than Daemons of the Shadow Realm, episode 9. This would be a killer past week. We technically still can kill it if we both unanimously decide to go in one way.
Well, we could use a seance or something like that to communicate to EA, who was seemingly vaporized by an AC-130 moments before the podcast. We could somehow phone him in from using Yu Yu Hakusho magic.
We could, but are we? But are we?
I don't think it's necessary. This episode was pretty good, so
yeah, I don't think we're going to run into any issues with that.
I love the way it starts off with Tadara, who is just like, "Oh, I'm gonna run up the tab."
Yeah, I thought the funny part about the beginning of the episode, for me at least, was I feel like they kind of speed ran you learning about the world, so that when he does encounter certain things that should surprise him, it won't. So, because they had like this whole montage of him going on the cruise, him doing this horse betting, him riding the train. And I feel like that's going to be that little montage is going to be an excuse as to why he isn't super shocked by seeing something he should theoretically be shocked by. Because I mean, at some point you can't just have him be stun locked by technology and everything, you know.
Yeah, it can't be popping up in the story all the time. Like, we have to slow down the freaking plot to explain to this guy what a freaking iPhone is.
Yeah. But it was funny just seeing like the funny part for me is always left and right's reaction, especially left, because she'll just have like the shot looked on her face anytime she sees something. She's like, what the fuck? But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
I love the Superstore segment where she's like, or he's like, so do they sell like whole like deer that I can like turn into glue for like my arrows?
Yeah,
it's like, no, we got something better, wood glue.
Yeah, and yeah, he's seeing how convenient everything is, which honestly, weirdly enough, makes me appreciate just some of the stuff that we have that we don't really have to think about, as far as, you know, because he's talking about like, I gotta make my arrows and everything. He's just like, well, just get this glue. You don't have to melt down this deer for material and all this stuff. You know, very convenient society that we live in.
Yeah, you don't need a level of 99 fletching skill like in RuneScape when you can just go to a Walmart.
Yeah. Hey, you don't need to be super strong like Yuru.
Honestly, you know, if this were an actual Walmart, he could just go and buy a gun.
I mean, old Walmart, yeah.
Apparently, there's still some Walmarts that carry like
really
shotguns. Yeah,
I did not know that.
That's so crazy.
And I live in the South. Maybe I'm not South enough.
I don't know if it's in the South. I know for a fact there are a few that still do it.
Okay. So we end up at Home Depot, Walmart, whatever you want to call it, and well, that has to be Walmart since they bought clothes too. Because Yuru needs to buy material for the arrowheads that he's trying to make. And Dara goes, all right, let's get you some clothes too, because you can't be wearing these old village clothes. And this is where because all this feels like kind of like filler material, until they basically use the boxers to transition to Yuru thinking about the bandit that attacked him, who was wearing similar clothes with a whole bunch of pockets, clothes that would not have come from somebody that lived in the village or even outside of it. So, because he remarked, that guy who attacked me, or some of the guys that attacked me, were wearing boxers like these. Yeah, 2 clean hands. They're wearing clothes with all these pockets. So I don't know who sent these guys, but when we had this whole thing of his dad telling him that it was bandits that attacked him, I was already suspicious that it wasn't bandits in the first place. I thought it was somebody that was trying to cultivate the power of Seal. And that seems to be the case. Now, again, I don't know if the village sent outsiders to attack. I kind of doubt it. I feel like if they would have tried to get the power from Yuru, they would have sent somebody themselves, like somebody from their own kind, maybe. But it doesn't seem to be the Kagemoris either, just because their attack was a lot more organized, it seemed. So
yeah, it leads me to believe, especially by the end of this episode, when they were talking about how like, whoa, we were let in at the West Gate. What do you mean there's no West Gate? It just makes me think that, I mean, it makes sense. We're only at 9 episodes in of a 24 episode series, but there's definitely a bigger factor at play. I don't know if it's a faction or whatever. I think it is a faction, but there's definitely some other group out there.
Yeah. And that's been a hard thing for me to try to pin down with this show, is trying to see who's the real villain. And until Asuma showed up, I didn't really have anybody that I felt was the main villain of the show yet, because when the Kagemoris did what they did episode 1, of course I'm like, okay, these guys seem like the bad guys, but after a while, especially seeing Asa in that group, I was like, no, I don't think they're the bad guys. They're not allies as of yet, but they're their own faction that seems to just look at life differently. They oppose the village, but they're not necessarily antagonists to our main character right now. But yeah, depending on how big this conspiracy is with there maybe being a traitor in the Kagemoris, it probably stems from Asuma, but maybe it's bigger than even him, because I've been citing him as a traitor and whatnot, but it may be a lot larger. The conspiracy might grow larger than just a traitor in the Kagemori, because it seems like there's a lot of moving pieces that we still haven't brought to light yet.
How large? 8 inches?
Is that large? What scale are we working with? Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. Sure.
Oh yeah, no. Joking aside though, I'm gonna go on a limb. I think there's someone who probably has a lot of Daemons, a lot of Matt Daemons, like very powerful ones, because we've seen what I've noticed is, as we go along in the series, where they're slowly starting to kind of like show the depth of what the Daemons are. Like the end of this episode, we see the Tenga Ashinaga or Tengen Ashinaga, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we see 2 of them. We didn't just see 1, we saw 2. And they're horrifying creatures. So my guess is it would have to be someone who has even more Daemons that are even crazier than the ones we saw at the end of the episode. Well, someone who has like an arsenal of them.
Yeah, and that's another thing we saw. Speaking of arsenal with the Kagemoris, because
true.
This is, I guess even before I get to that point, we saw that the 2 people who infiltrated, we got their names this episode. They are Tachikawa and Homura. Tachikawa is the girl with the jacket and hat. Homura is the tan guy with the blonde cut.
Who nearly gets eaten by Gabby Gobbles.
Yeah, because I mean, he had a point, because Gabby revealed the name of her Daemons, which is Joe William Frederick Gabrielle the First and Kirk Douglas Adulglaive Gabriel the Second.
Jugamo.
Like, what? Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck?
That's one of the most elegant names I've ever heard. That's like a war general from like the Civil War.
Yeah, I feel like she's kind of showing herself to kind of be like a Chinibiyu or something like that. Just like,
oh yeah,
I can see that.
I think so too. That's like a really good point, because she like plays like the Nintendo all the time, and she just like has like a beanbag and like wears a hoodie. Like she fits like Twitch girl type.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
She definitely like she definitely like yells out "Doku Flame Master."
For sure. What is good, Deathstroke? Hope you didn't kill anybody today. We are good.
Well, wait, were you operating the AC-130 that seemingly vaporized EA?
Does Deathstroke have that type of tech? I thought he just goes and like cuts people.
Well, you never know.
That's true.
A blind squirrel raises his child in a forest twice a day.
Please tell me that's not a quote, because I don't know what the fuck that means. That's a little too abstract for me.
Isn't that the saying?
I have no clue.
A squirrel with Alzheimer's predicts the future on a Tuesday evening.
Well, if you did, I need to get some lotto tickets. Oh, I thought an interesting part too was when we got the information about Asa's Daemons, because we had a character for Yuki who had his blacklist Daemons, which is like a great interrogation method. It just like grips the Daemons and is like, "Hey, tell me all the information." I think it was called Embrace and Whisper. You get like all the past information. You get like all the Carfax of the Daemons, like the previous user, the current user. You know their name. You even know like their goals and stuff like that, which is pretty crazy. But we find out when he looks through Asa's Daemons, that or Asa says that, or I think Gabby said it. She said that her Daemons were compatible with her break power, or she said the break power didn't reject her Daemons, which made me pause for a second because I went, what does that mean? Does that mean that this power
Combo
can literally
powers.
Well, is her power literally like killing the Daemons that she tries to make a contract with? What does reject the Daemons mean exactly? That kind of threw me for a loop, because it makes me think that if ever Yuru does attain the power of Seal, will his power of Seal fight with left and right? Because we know left and right are the natural enemies of breaking Seal. They're supposed to keep those powers in check. So with that in mind, I don't even know if Yuru would be able to cultivate the power of Seal. Because to me, it seems like this power is kind of like parasitic, the way they make it seem. Because it's not like Asa has an official contract with it. It's more like it inhibits her body. Because even when the bandit tried to, when the bandit who killed her, I think it was the bandit that killed her initially. I think they said all they needed was her head or something, because it was in her eye. So I think it's not even a thing to where it's like with Daemons, it's like your Pokemon partner, but with the power of Seal and Break, it feels like it takes over your body, or at least a part of your body. So
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's just so much we don't know, and I think there's going to be some sort of. I think this is the start of a bigger wrinkle for the Daemon powers, where I don't know, like it just feels like. I mean, like I don't know. Every one of them has like a special quirk they can do, or something like that. That's the kind of thing that I'm thinking in my head. Like and they all can combo, or can, like, one of them can like juice another one up, or make it more powerful, or I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't know where the whole Daemon thing is going in that regard, if I'm being honest.
No. Well,
not in a bad way, like a good way.
Well, going to a previous point we made about the arsenal of Daemons, it seems like the Kagamoris have that, because when he recruited Tachikawa and Homura, he said something to the degree of like, get them some Daemons, make them have a contract with the Daemons, and then get the information from it. So it seems like the Kagemoris just can at will assign people Daemons, and because even like the Daemons that we've seen thus far, as far as like Gene, this guy that we found out about this episode for Yuki, these powers are very suited for this organization, which is like this, almost seems like a mafia group, the way they dress and the way they move. Like with Gene's power, he can store everything. He's like a cleaner. He can like literally just wipe a scene clean if he needs. And then you have somebody like Fuyuki who has interrogation powers. And while Hagare's powers don't seem like they would fit, since it's like he's a mangaka and everything, even his powers can work in conjunction with Jin, being that he's the cleaner and he can kind of like trace over a scene to make it seem all to make it to restore how it once looked. Like all their powers seem to just fit the mold of being in this organization. So the point I'm getting at is it seems like they at least have enough power, cachet, whatever you want to call it, to be able to assign the right Daemons that they need for their group.
Yeah. I think just that, to add on to that and give that even a bit more wrinkle, if they have that ability, then how far and how deep does that go? Because wasn't it a couple episodes ago we had Asa, we learned about her eye, or was that last week?
That was 2-3 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, so I'm starting to think that what these Daemons, the ones that we're possibly seeing, maybe aren't even, they're more of like almost the filler ones, if that makes sense, compared to there's like more ultra powerful ones. Because like if you can just like assign it willy-nilly or whatever like that, makes me think that there's definitely like a more I don't know if you would call it like levels or whatever, but there's like more, I don't know, like just more powerful, more important older ones or something.
Yeah, I mean, they basically use Daemons kind of reminds me of the gods in Noragami, where there were tiers to them. And basically
tiers is a great way to put it.
Yeah, and kind of like how the power system worked was, if you were more renowned, you had a lot more power to you, or you could make a lot more connections with people. It didn't necessarily mean that you were just inherently stronger, but like Bishimon, for example, the god of war, because she was so renowned, everybody knew her, people prayed to her. She had a lot more connections she can make, a lot of people she could take under her wing, as opposed to Yato, who was this unknown god of calamity that people didn't pray to, people would forget about. That power is actually really similar too, because the whole forget about a god thing would make them disappear in that world, and the same thing is the case in with the Daemons. Like if you forget about the Daemons, they won't die, but they'll basically be relegated to being like they'll be ghost in an area, so they won't be able to make a contract if people do forget about them, which makes me wonder if that's the case with the long arms and long legs Daemons that we see in the last bit of the episode.
That was crazy. That entire moment was insane.
Yeah. And again, they keep killing everybody that has any information to give us.
Of course.
Yeah.
as you should. But I mean, in my opinion, I think the most important information to glean from this entire episode isn't anything to do about Daemons, Satsuki.
Oh.
Actually, it has to do with the age-old question. A question that is timeless. Underwear or loincloth?
I'm gonna go boxers on this one.
Wow, okay. See, I thought for a second you would maybe be a loincloth kind of guy, because, you know.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Also,
interesting.
So, this inconsequential moment, but I just love the moment of Asa cropping out Dara from her picture.
Yeah.
With Yuru.
I love it. Yeah, and then she's like, and then they're like, okay, get all the security footage. And then Asa was like, send me every shot of my brother.
Yeah. Yeah, they gotta rein her in at some point.
Did you see the first look of volume 24 for Chainsaw Man? There's supposed to be additional 12 pages on the 12th of this month. 12 on 12, huh? Get it? 12 on 12?
144?
Feels like an old Halo 3 thing. The news was actually on CBR. I know there's going to be an additional 12. I don't know if it's going to be a chapter, if it's going to be art or whatever. My expectations are pretty low for whatever the additional 12 pages are. I'm honestly that whatever it is, that'll probably be my last Chainsaw Man video for a while, because I'm just kind of done with the fandom of Chainsaw Man right now. Like, they kind of burnt me out a little bit. So there's only so many times you can read like death threats, that makes not to me, but to Fujimoto, that makes you go, I need to peace out for Chainsaw Man for a little while.
Yeah.
It's partly why I changed my mind and did an entire retrospective that was incomplete, because I just didn't want to associate with that part of the fandom or have them in my comment section.
Well, do we have anything else to say about this episode?
Fat people are evil and weebs was what the show was trying to make us think for a split second.
Oh,
and
with
then,
the Hagare thing. Yeah. When they did that, I was because they changed the music and everything. So yeah, they tried to give the appearance that he was the traitor or whatever, and I just didn't really buy it initially anyways. But yeah, they didn't really it's making me think, is he really a traitor? Because that scene felt so inconsequential. I don't even know if it worked totally as like the joke that they were going for.
I think he's just a normal nice guy.
Yeah, might be.
He's just a hard-working dude, and I think the author, the mangaka, was trying to just tell us to just fat people are okay. They're people too. They're not evil. All right. They're not like weird lolicons or something.
We weren't even thinking that.
That's the dude. There was like the scene like starts. He's like in a dark fucking room in front of a computer. He's like he's got like magazines with like anime girls on them.
Yeah.
Clearly, there. I think it was just more or less just a funny thing that she was like, oh, I can use this for like a little fun little moment. I mean, she's so good at comedy.
Yeah.
And so good at writing. You can't you never really know. You never really know with her what will be important and what won't be.
Yeah, it just made me like, I don't know. You never know when a series is trying to use comedy to disguise like some big relevation, not relevation, but some big clue,
some Blues Clues.
Some Blues Clues.
Yeah, that's true though. That's true though. Though I did like the moment where they walk in. It's like, I got all these guns, and then Yuru immediately goes to the axe.
I mean, I wondered for a second if he was going to pick up a gun, but I was thinking like he probably doesn't have any training with that, and I just don't think the mangaka is going to let him use any guns, just because it would kill his uniqueness in the story. It's very unique that amongst all these, gun wielders and modern technology, he's still using bow and arrows the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, but like, sure, bow and arrows are cool, but like one shot from an AK-47 will like liquefy a human being's organs. Which one's cooler?
Nah. Definitely got to go old time. It's like when we get the whole swords versus gun thing, it's just classic. So I think they'll keep them old school. But think that's it for Daemons of the Shadow Realm. So I think we can move on to our next show, which is actually your show, Sea Tactics.
Yes. And I guess before we get into it officially, Deathstroke says, fingers crossed as a potential epilogue to part 3. It very well could be. I mean, I can see Fujimoto doing that. Like I said in my original take, this is something I still agree with, is that the ending to part 2 does and doesn't feel like an ending. It feels like an ending for part 2. So that part of my opinion has not changed. I'm still okay with the ending if this is the ending. Because I think it's just I like a lot of stuff that feels very artsy and out there and may not be perfect and does a lot of things wrong or right, but does something like different and unique. So to me, like, if you end part 2 where it's at, it's like, oh, that's like, this is a unique thing that happened. It's a unique experience. I like a lot of bad things too, because I think a lot of what people consider are bad things have a lot of value. Like one of my favorite albums is Saint Anger by Metallica, and it's not a good album, but I like it just because it's unique, it's different. You guys should check out Kill Blue. It involves this man who is in his 50s and ends up transforming into a child. It is almost like John Wick, but with him being a child in high school. It is really fun to watch, not to mention the killer intro. Have you seen this, Satsuki?
I've never seen that. Funny enough, I've read a series that's sort of similar to that premise. I mean, you I've posted it in our group chat before, so you've seen me talk about it. It's called J&M, by the same mangaka of Hinamatsuri.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen it a couple times around here and there.
Yeah, like its premise is the whole body swap thing between this middle schooler and this hitman. So now the middle schooler has to live as the hitman, and the hitman has to live as a middle schooler. And it's funny because the hitman has never formally gone to school, or has never like properly even finished elementary. So, and then he has to deal with the middle schooler's overbearing mom. It's a premise that I would not have checked out just hearing it, but because it was the Hinamatsuri mangaka, I checked it out, and it was a lot funnier than I thought it would ever be. Really, really fun.
Hinamatsuri needs a season 2. Needs it bad.
It's probably not going to happen.
One. Yeah, sad. I will say this, Deathstroke. Would you feel better about Chainsaw Man's ending if at the very end, Denji turns and he says to Asamitaka directly, verbatim, this?
These were the final words he said.
Don't give it up.
Would you feel better? So yes, let's go ahead and talk about Marriagetoxin, because Kimie Arashi Yama is now in the series.
Yeah,
she's here. This is the girl, the arc that I've been waiting for. Not, and as we saw with this episode, not just because of Kimie, but because this is the first time the world of Marriagetoxin really starts to expand, and it becomes more than just kind of like a battle shonen infused with like a romance. It becomes a world full of crazy people. But this episode introduces Kimie Arashiyama, who is probably the most fan favorite character in Marriagetoxin at this point in the story. She was mine because, as you see, if you've seen the episode, she's a little arrogant. She's a little delusional. She's also a Hampter user, which is very funny. She's very loud. When she laughs to the point where she starts coughing at times, which is hilarious. Also has very big boobs. That's a plus. But she has this sort of infatuation with Garo almost immediately because Garo is her fave. Which, as I said in the last episode, in episode 7, you see Kimie in the background in like when he's infiltrating a certain facility, which is sort of alluded to in this episode a little bit what that is, but especially at the very end of the episode. But we'll get into that as the arc progresses. I have to ask because I forgot about this, but the Hitman Hunter, he's also a fan favorite character, and everyone loves him just as much. So, like, who did you like more in this? Did you like Kimie or did you like Hitman Hunter?
I mean, I definitely got to go with Kimie on this one. I think with Peachy, he didn't really get to show everything with his character because pretty much a majority of the episode he's just whooping Garo's ass. But Kimie had a lot of personality. She started off really strong. Yeah, she has a lot of different quirks. I mean, just her character design in general is very loud. Like when she stands next to anybody, you immediately notice her. She has the bright pink hair, big boobs. Her hair is kind of like long and a little wild. She's very in your face.
She wears the weirdest combination of clothing.
Yeah.
She wears like boots, a long like fashionable skirt that's like kind of like reddish, dark reddish. Then she wears this pink top with like a cream colored cardigan. And it works.
Yeah.
And she wears this snake choker, which is an important part of her character.
Yeah. They definitely wanted this character to be very memorable.
Oh, they like the things. This is only like the tip of the iceberg for Kimie. She gets crazier. She's like, I think May is like, wow, Garo, she's such a quirky girl. That doesn't even really cut it. She's so full of just character and vibrancy. And the funny part that I like about her character the most is you would think because she's so wild and free and all this stuff that she would be I don't know, like a rock climber, like something crazy, something like living life on the edge. No, her dream is to just be a normal girl who works in an office setting.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because the show is about breaking traditions. So you see that and you would go, well, that doesn't make any sense at all. But she explains in her backstory that her family before they became hamster users, they were rat users. And she came from a background that was chaotic. So for her, having a normal life is her breaking with tradition because her family doesn't want her to break the tradition of being absolutely wild and animalistic.
Yeah.
Which it carries through in her personality even to this day.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first character that comes from a master background that Garo can relate to as far as
hello, Sarah.
What's good? Garo can relate to as far as having a similar background with the whole assassin family gig business. That's why May initially wasn't really keen on trying to get this character with Garo, but after a while, May started to see, well, maybe this girl isn't bad for Garo because it seems like she has quirks to her that would maybe fit with Garo's also weird personality.
I'm just saying that moment where Garo and well, it's more like Kimie is begging Garo to help her and then just delusional. But May, you just see May with 2 frappuccinos. She's drinking both hers and Garo's at the same time.
The funniest part of the episode for me was whenever she would ask Garo to be her bodyguard, May would go, all right, that's enough. And it would carry Garo off like he was a mom like charting their child to safety or something. Be like, all right, Garo, let's go.
this woman will corrupt you, son. We have to leave right now.
I just love how Garo just follows suit like, okay.
Okay, Mom, all right. I don't know what's going on. Loud lady, scary.
And then the people in the background thought there was like some love affair going on.
Yeah.
Because they think Garo and May are dating, and they think that she is like a homewrecker or something.
That's so funny to me. I you know what I think I've thought about this for a while. I think what makes Kimie so easily likable, like almost right out the bat, is she doesn't hide who she is. Have you noticed she always makes declarative statements? Always. Mm-hmm. She points and then says something declarative.
Yeah.
And then she usually does it.
There's a name for this archetype of character. This is usually what you'll see from like one of those. It's like a good version of the evil princess archetype. You'll see the Hime types, like the like it's those types, but put in a positive direction. That's kind of what she reminds me of.
Yeah, she's a real go-getter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, what makes her, because like who doesn't like someone who clearly states their intentions and follows through? She's very simple-minded, but she's earnest.
Yeah,
sure, she like has like hamsters pop out of like thin air on her body, like at every point of her body you could think of, which is really funny. But that's not like that crazy wackiness is just another small portion, I think, of what makes her personality so fun and so enticing. And I think it fits so well.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what you and EA think as the show goes on, if EA survives the AC-130 blast.
What do you mean survive? Didn't we already mark him off as dead?
I mean, listen, his house was completely vaporized by that AC-130 blast. He's probably dead, but honestly, if Taylor Swift can come back after 3 days of being dead, I think EA can do it.
Okay, we're rooting for you, EA.
Yeah, definitely. What was I saying?
Well, you were just talking about like Kimie's personality and
EA survived the AC-130 blast.
Oh shit. Okay.
EA says, just here for a quick minute. Hope y'all have a great podcast. Ain't dead yet, motherfucker.
Hey, I'm glad you survived that, EA.
We're really glad. This is
drink
just
water.
Like War of the Worlds. Yeah, make sure to drink water. Vaporizing can really mess you up for a couple days.
Yeah. You'll be back.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. We'll see if you and EA feel this way, but by the end of this arc, I felt that Kimie was the most, how do I say this? Because I don't want to like spoil or anything or like lead anyone on or anything like that. But by the end of it, I felt it was hard for me. It was like May or Kimie. That's how much this character really moved me by the end of it. And yeah,
I think that's an interesting thing though with any of these girls that get introduced. I feel that even when May isn't the focus of an episode, May still makes, if you're a shipper of May and Garo, May still makes significant progress in his relationship with Garo, because even with this episode, I know they don't really count it as such, but they pretty much are always on dates. They have the whole arcade thing and they're in the photo booth.
This episode, yeah.
So.
I just love how Kimie interjects herself into it, though. It was so funny. But
take a picture with me. You only see a beauty like this once every 1,000 years.
Standing next to Mei Kinosaki.
Yeah.
Has been on date with only the most beautiful women in existence already. Shark girl, come on. But yeah. No, I really like the hamster user. I think she's great. And I guess that means, let's see. I guess that covers like the first half. Oh no, Meg is really good advice to Garo, where she's like, even if you're not interested in someone and they're like your partner's hobby or your date's hobby or whatever, just kind of like get caught up in it and have fun and you know, you don't have to be like, you don't have to fake yourself, but you can just kind of go along with it. Mm-hmm. And because she was like, well, think about it from your perspective. Like, wouldn't it be really rad if like the girl you liked was interested in DIY candy kits?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really nice. Like that should be pretty straightforward at some point in your life to just get that by osmosis or whatever. But it is some pretty good advice. Like a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, I think Mei is always dropping wisdom, but
yeah, she's the swindler.
Yeah, but
he's the swindler.
Garo agrees to be the bodyguard for Kimie after much convincing, and Kimie takes Garo and Mei to this zoo meetup that she's supposed to have with other clan members, and we see them all wiped out. I thought it was funny that she was introducing them even though they were already clearly dead.
I know. And then she's like, wait, why are they all sleeping? And the girl's like, no, Kimie. They're fucking dead. They have blood coming from their bodies. What are you talking about?
Yeah. And this is when we get introduced to good old Peachy, who is not too pleased to meet other killers. He's not really happy with that. And he immediately stabs Garo and shows that he's not one to be reckoned with because he cuts the side of an entire building with a knife.
With a little fucking blade. That's insane.
Which is literally a Sakamoto feat that we get from Takamura. Like when I said this show is basically Sakamoto with romance elements to it, this is what I mean. This is what I meant. This show is insane.
It's cakes and candles days.
Cakes and candles.
Deathstroke says this might be off topic, but do you guys know how to play an instrument? I take piano lessons from 9 to 1 on Saturday. Thanks for telling us your schedule. We're gonna plan something with the AC 130 here soon. Some days it flows pretty well, but I really need to work on my rhythm. I play guitar, bass, mandolin, piano, a little bit of harmonica. And eventually I'm going to learn how to play drums, but I can pretty much already play drums, even though I don't know how to play drums.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically anything could be an instrument as long as you can kind of make a sound with it. So yeah.
Well, I don't play that either. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to ask that. What is good, Ellie? He says, now that EA isn't here, I can be a monster.
Was EA stopping you from being a monster?
Yeah, this is just you. Sorry to say that, Eagle. That's just you. Yeah, you can be yourself.
Yeah, you can come in here and say a whole bunch of crazy shit. EA got vaporized by an AC 130 blast, by the way.
He's good though.
He's apparently still alive. He survived the vaporizing.
Yeah. Little flesh wound.
Yeah.
But yeah, Garo is going up against Peachy, and he is Garo, even with the 2 shots to his neck, still can't hang with this guy. He is obliterating him again with just this small ass pocket knife.
Yeah, it's over from like the first blow. Like even Garo is like, I got to do triple toxin, and he does, and he just falls over and he passes out, and it's like, that was crazy because we've seen Garo struggle almost every fight.
Yeah,
but this is like fucking the Saiyans showing up.
Well, yeah,
for Garo.
Even when he struggles, though, there's a lot of the times what happens with him is he'll have a handicap. Because with the Soundmaster guy couldn't really hang with him. It was a matter just of, he's always working with a disadvantage of, oh, I gotta protect this person, or like in a situation when he went up against the was she the Water Master? The water girl, glove. When he went up against her, he didn't have his needles start the fight. So a lot of times when he struggles in a fight, it's because he's handicapped in some way. But this time, I guess the only thing you could say is that he kind of had the element of surprise, being able to, get the quick stab in first. But at the same time, it's like, that's just because he's super fast. So yeah. He got outclassed.
I love this guy so much. I think that just goes to show how much Kimie heavy this arc is. But oh god, he's so good. He's so good.
He's just a regular guy.
Yeah, who could just slice a building in half.
Yeah, I love when the anime. I understand the sentiment where he's like, I just want to be in society. I don't want to be some great assassin, or I don't want to be Hokage. But you are not just some regular guy. A regular guy isn't using a pocket knife to slice the side of an entire building. I would hope regular people can't do that.
Well, I know a guy who, like, I had a buddy in high school, Satsuki. He would do drop kicks, and one time he drop kicked and disintegrated the entire middle portion of the school, killing 70 people.
That doesn't sound like a regular guy to me. That sounds like you need to call Cecil from Invincible and get him a job ASAP.
Desper says, how many seasons does Marriagetoxin have? This is on its first season. It just got adapted, but it's got like 200 chapters. Like, it is. I mean, if you like Chainsaw Man and JJK and stuff, or Sakamoto Day. I mean, if you like Sakamoto Days or Spy Family, this is straight up your alley. It also has cakes and candles.
You can't be Sephiroth and be normal. That's not fair. You can have a normal occupation, but you yourself are not normal if you have these capabilities. Sorry to say. But we get a big moment from Kimie because, as stated, Garo gets his ass whooped. Third needle incapacitates him for good. And that is when Kimie steps in and.
Well, okay, so before that, he uses an entire sign. A 50-foot long sign. And picks it up with one hand like it's nothing.
And that's what I mean. I'm like, how are you doing stuff like this and you're just a regular guy? Like, this is your Walmart greeter or like your.
I know a secret. P90X.
Oh,
Bowflex.
Okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong. All right.
He's doing the Chuck Norris exercise.
Okay. All right. But that's not normal either, though. But
well, you never know.
But yeah,
so Kimie steps in.
Yeah, and you may know the name of the power. I did not remember it, but she steps in with like this
Candace Major.
Was that what it's called?
Yeah, she used Canis Major, where she
Okay.
all it was is she she summoned all of her hamsters into the star sign for a cow,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it.
Yeah.
And then she went, "Oh yes, I win."
Yeah, that's what I was going to. She had the hamster constellation, and I was like, because it's been a minute since I read it, so I was like, was that supposed to do something?
It did it. All it did is she just told the hamsters to form the sign of a constellation. That was it. And then she walks up to him and is like, "You will not hurt Garrow." And then he's like, "Well, I guess I'm not going to then.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just not gonna kill him." And then she's like, "What? That worked?" And then she just goes, "Oh."
Yeah. Stupid plan worked.
I love her. I love her. She is totally my type.
Yeah. His whole thing was he's never seen a master defend another master. So it was just a matter of, Garo and Kimie showing their humanity, which is seemingly a rare thing amongst masters, because although some of the masters that we know are good people, it is because they are associated with Garo. The masters that we know as far as like the lore are just downright dirty, nasty, evil people who will use people at their own convenience and will kill people to make money, to make deals, whatever it may be. So his whole thing was killing people like that. And once he saw Garo and Kimie weren't like that, he decided, okay, you guys are good people, I guess. Let me take Garo, take him to the hospital. Water under the bridge.
But are you her type? Ellie, I think at this point, I'm whatever people want me to be. And I don't think that's a good thing.
Sound like a ditto.
But I do like how he wants to open a cafe with his girl.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
really
big
wholesome.
Dream. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, he could do that. Oh, well, his whole thing was, I was about to say he could do that today, but his whole thing was he doesn't want to do that in a world where we have all these like evil masters. So his whole thing is like, I got to get rid of all the bad people before I can achieve my dream, which honestly, good luck with that. But I understand the sentiment. Like we're trying to get rid of the big bad guys that we know about.
Yeah, I wonder though if that is like, because like a big part of this is like breaking with tradition and discovering your identity is a motif and a theme for the series. I also wonder if by saying that he's doing the thing where it's like he's putting off his dream because he feels like he isn't perfect, that kind of thing, like that dynamic. And I wonder if that's where his character is going, where he will eventually have to face that there is no perfect time for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's better to just live your life now than to keep putting it off for a dream.
Well, I mean, all in all, for me, it's just if he is holding back opening his cafe with his girlfriend because there are evil people out in the world, I mean, he's never opening that cafe because the reality of the situation is you're not getting rid of all evil in the world. But as far as these families that we know about, people who can kill people at will because of their stature as masters, that whole plan, okay, we can definitely do something with that. Especially with people like Garo, people like Kimie who are masters, who are just regular people by master standards. You know, these are by and large the good guys in a bad batch of apples. So if he can't do good by killing, he can maybe do good by putting people like Gero in the right position so other families can follow suit.
Deathstroke says, I'll have to admit this. Watching your channel and every episode you release helps alleviate the immense stress I endure. Well, I thank you. And I hope your stress and stuff improves over time. You know, keep working on it, making actionable steps, and eventually you'll get through it. You know, there is always what was it? There's always daylight after nighttime or something. I feel like I butcher these quotes all the time. You know what they say, Satsuki? A squirrel in a neighborhood often doesn't get the taxi on time.
I think you just changed that quote. But Deathstroke. I mean, keep doing what you're doing with the piano and stuff. Like, just invest in yourself.
Yeah. Let me play you a song on my whatever the fuck this thing is.
The fuck was that?
That's what I call a song to my humble abode. Frank Sinatra.
There you go, Deathstroke.
Junior, senior.
All right, Gabby. Well,
gobble.
That.
Well, at the end, they're going to Doggo Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Which is the site of one of the best and most funnest arcs.
Yeah, because we had I think it was because of Kimie basically, I guess in their eyes, snitching. She was divulging information about the family, and once that happened, then her collar activated and it's slowly killing her. So yeah, it seems like we're ushering into the next phase of this arc. And we're about to have some fun fights and hype moments.
Yeah.
But that's essentially everything in the episode, unless you have.
I have one final statement.
What is that?
Kimie is my wife. I call dibs. Can't have her, Satsuki.
Okay.
I know she's a once in a lifetime.
You know what? I'm not too mad at it. I do like Kimie, but as far as all the Marriagetoxin girls, okay. There's definitely enough for everybody, you know?
Oh man, there's one that you will definitely like. The one after Kimie, which will be in season 2, most likely.
I mean, I read this. I haven't read it in a minute, but I read this.
How far did you get though?
I want to say I got up to how long ago? I want to say I got up to like the 70s.
Oh wow, you're 70 years old. Congrats.
You know, I got those comments when it was my birthday. I was and I got happy birthday comments. I put in because I streamed on my birthday, and I put in parentheses, "No, I'm not 30. No, I'm not 40." And someone was like, "Well, shit, happy 70th birthday, Satsuki!" And I was like, "Oh my god, I knew I was going to get that."
Well, let's pour one out for Kimie this week, and play the sound effect that is associated with her.
Rest in peace, Kimie.
Yep. Wait, she's dead?
She's dying. I'm just pre-prepping it. Next show that we got to cover is none other than Akane-Banashi.
This episode was great.
Episode 9.
Not my favorite episode, but very good.
Yeah.
I loved the focus on Rie Takahashi, especially because you got to see at the very beginning like how she like goes in and records voices and stuff for her, like one of her big roles too. So you got to see like them using all of like the unfinished frames and the basic like tracking shots and stuff. It was very cool. And it made me think, seeing that, it reminded me, man, English dub like VAs really have it good compared to Japanese VAs who have to go in and essentially get all of this very rough animation, and they have nothing. They have no music. They have no pre-existing materials they watch. They probably only read the manga and the script, and that's it. And they probably interviewed the mangaka and the people who work, and the assistants and stuff, maybe a couple of times. And that's all they get. And they have to go in and they have to do that. It's kind of crazy. And also, I was thinking as well, how good is Rie Takahashi? That she's an actress acting out a character who is acting out a character.
Well, I think it's pros and cons to what you're saying with how the Japanese voice actor, like I guess any original animation voice actors have to approach these situations. Just because I feel like the pro of that is that you get to set the table as far as people's first impression of a character, how they're supposed to sound. Because I think the con of when anime gets dubbed over is people are always making a comparison to the original, and I think that's to the detriment of of an actress or actor's performance. Because they'll go, "Well, that doesn't sound like the character," and they'll not really like come in there with like a fresh idea of how the character is supposed to sound, because somebody can have a different take on how the character is supposed to be voiced. Because I mean, I've seen English voice actors say this before. Well, where they'll base their performance on how the Japanese voice actor did theirs, which then there's not really the originality that comes with going in there first.
That's why I like Witch Hat though, because it's like they're like doing their own thing, and it works.
Yeah. But yeah, this was the Hikaru episode. We got to see some elite hating in this episode, because there were a lot of people who weren't too fond of Hikaru. And this wasn't even the Rakugo stuff. We essentially got her backstory, where some of the roles that she got, a lot of people her contemporaries felt like she was getting these roles because she was just pretty, which I'm like, sure, I do think pretty privilege exists, and you're going to get more opportunities when you look better and whatnot. But I feel like with voice acting, especially because your face isn't being used to advertise a character or a show, it's very much based on your merit, your ability. So it was very disrespectful for her, people to, I mean, this is disrespectful to say about anybody, that they're only getting things because of how good they look and yada, yada, yada. But this just shows you the chip on the shoulder that she has to prove people wrong.
Yeah. Well, it also goes to show that I mean, they were just complaining because their work was drying up. And that, to me, there's like a sense of insecurity with those voice actresses that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
That felt they weren't as good, so they had to make up an excuse, to mask their not shattered, but like fracturing ego or whatever. So, but yeah, it shows, like there's a scene like later in the episode where you can see her practicing, and she's like furious at herself because she messed up. And there we kind of learn that she's not good because she's pretty or just because she's good at her job. She's good because she's hyper focused to the point that she's almost delusional. She's almost in another world entirely. She is becoming the character in every way. And if she doesn't become that character, then she feels that she isn't being the person who she is, which I think is also a nice detail for her that Rie Takahashi really pulled off really well in her performance as this character. Was like, the way she takes mistakes is like, it's like almost like she has to go back to her previous identity as like a nobody, and she can't accept that. She has to be who she wants to be. And if she isn't who she wants to be, then she basically has to she has to be as hard on herself as possible. She won't accept any other outcome.
Yeah. I mean, I find it interesting that she's at all times she's pretty much playing a character because she has to be the Tokyo girl because she doesn't want to be looked down for being what I'm sure she'll think other people will perceive her as, like some country bumpkin because of her accent. So she has to put on airs with that as well. Which shows an insecurity in herself, but it also shows you how hardworking she is to always keep up that guard, keep her head down, and move forward no matter what people say about her. And even this like Rakugo thing for her is not to say that she isn't passionate about it, but this is also a way to prove her merit as a voice actress by going in this career that is Rakugo is one of the biggest performing arts that hinges on one's soul ability. Like even with sports, right? Even with like some team sports or whatever, that you can go like genetics or this and that, your shoes. Rakugo, if you aren't good, it is going to be very apparent quickly. There's nothing that you can really you can't use anything to really disguise how bad you are at it. So because it's so bare bones and you get the immediate feedback from the crowd, it is one of the best solo performing arts that you'll know whether or not you're good pretty quickly. And I think that's why she got into it, because you can't say, like with the voice actor thing, her show got popular, the character that she voiced, the show got popular, and people were kind of attributing the success of the show to her, but she didn't look at it that way because she felt, no, that's just a show getting popular. Oh, people just like the character because that's the character's qualities and whatnot. That doesn't necessarily mean that my voice acting is lending to the success. But here in the world of Rakugo, her success goes back to her and her hard work. Nobody else can take any stake as far as how her success goes.
Yeah, which is a totally different way. Like it's a totally different perspective shift that justifies that attention to detail, justifies that hyper attentive focus, which I think is probably why she is so drawn to it.
Yeah,
because it's perfect for her.
Yeah, and it also shows you why she was. It seemed like she was hating on Akane for being a second generation Rakugoka, because for her, somebody who went in the field of voice acting and switched to Rakugo, for her, she didn't have some of the she didn't have the same quote unquote easy path that Akane had. We know it's not like that, but from her perspective, she's thinking, "Oh, your dad taught you Rakugo, then you went to this other Shinichi to train, and you basically just had things handed to you." Whereas she had to climb uphill the entire time because even as she's doing her Rakugo, in present time, people aren't respecting her time because they're thinking, oh, this is just some voice actress who felt that she could get into this field because like Rakugo and voice acting have like they're adjacent in some way, like you're using your voice to perform, so they're kind of looking at her as like some sideshow basically. And she has to work to prove that no, I'm a serious Rakugoka, you know. It's just like when you see an actor get into voice acting. I feel like this is something that like Aaron Paul had to deal with, for example. You know, people are I'm really, you can look at anybody who's had a role that they've been in for a long time. Like child actors deal with this all the time, where they'll try to get a more serious role, and then people will only see them as, oh, you're just Little Smith from good times and show, and they won't really get their they won't get the blank slate that they would want.
Yeah, because you know they had that early success, and people, it's the way the human brain works. It's actually kind of shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Like it sucks for people to not just be treated on their merits, rather on whatever pops into their head.
Yeah,
you know, it sucks. But I think it also is, once again, I think that's where she thrives. Like I don't think she would have it any other way. I think that's the kind of she's the kind of girl that when she feels pressure, she performs. And I feel like without that pressure, that performance goes away, and that it would kind of fall apart. And I feel that way because I'm that way. If I don't have pressure on me in some way, I just cease to function. So when she was like practicing and stuff, it reminded me a lot of like kind of like my early days as a content creator, where no, I won't say early days. I'll say like in 2017 to like 2021, where I was just it was the only thing that was focused on in my life. And I'm finally getting back to that again. And it feels nice and stuff to get back there again. But when you don't, you fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like that. I like that about her character. She loves the pressure. That's what she wants. She wants the competition. She wants Akane to be perfect in every way. Which is probably why she's so secretly attracted to her.
I don't think it's a secret.
I mean, every time it's just like, man, god damn it. That stupid, sexy Akane with her charming personality and her nice eyes, and
well,
and she smells nice.
We finally got the reveal of what the story was, because they were hyping it up last episode where they were like, why did it have to be this story? And there was speculation on the podcast of what story it was. Pretty sure EA thought it was the same story that Akane is going to perform. And what story actually ended up being was,
oh yeah, I forgot to search this up.
It was Shibahama, which is the same story that we saw in the very first episode, because that's the story that Shinta performed, Akane's father.
Yeah.
So that is why her senpai especially was wary about the story just because he thought that it was going to bring back those old memories of her dad getting expelled, because that was the story he performed before, before everything went to shit. But well, I guess I won't talk about that side. But as far as Hikaru performing this, she uses her theatrical rakugo to basically bring out the emotion, specifically with the wife involved in the story, to convey to the crowd, which literally makes people in the crowd cry. So yeah, we got to see a clever way of that story being used, because with Shinta, he basically used that story. He used the basis of his life, him having a wife, him having a daughter, to infuse the personalities of his of the significant people in his life, and convey that through the story. Whereas with Hikaru, she just makes you feel the emotions deeply with the wife. She gives her more lines, and to the detriment of herself, because by the time it ends, Isho's like, "I am of the belief that this story should not be performed for by students," because I guess his point was, if you don't have an experience to draw from regarding a story like this, you shouldn't tell it. He didn't really explain, but he was like, "Yeah, it was still good though." So
yeah. I honestly, I'm gonna be real here. The actual performance itself, was this done on purpose? It did not hit me. Like, I thought the previous two were better.
I think the thing is with this one is it wasn't as long as it didn't. I don't think it had as much focus as the other two did. I do think it was supposed to be more impactful. I think it's more so though, it just didn't have the same screen time as Karashi's, for example.
Yeah.
Because Karashi's felt like, I think Karashi's was almost a whole episode, whereas
It was.
Hikaru's was like half the
Thick as a bowl of
episode.
oatmeal.
Yeah, they even had the ass shake. They put that in there, which wasn't in the manga.
They didn't give Rie Takahashi an ass shake. What the fuck?
Okay, that's what we're. All right, now see.
Deathstroke says, "Are you guys hyped for Core 4 of Bleach? There seems to be serious hype around it. The animation looks captivating." I mean, obviously, I think everyone here checks out Bleach every season, I think. In some way, right? It's Bleach, so Bleach. I'm going to be covering it and be talking about it on my main channel. Why is Sasuke covering his face?
I got the moment that I liked from Bleach, and after that, I didn't care to watch anymore.
And then you literally, like, as soon as that ended, you were like,
Man, I don't know what to think no more, man.
No, I literally, when Bleach was airing, I literally told people who were watching, I said, just tell me when this moment happens in the episode. They told me, I watched it, I had a lot of fun, and that was it.
I think I know who it was. I can't remember either of their names. It was Unohana and Zenpachi. Zenpachi?
Zaraki Kenpachi, yeah.
Kenpachi, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was one of the moments.
Yep,
that was the big one though.
And then right after that ended, you were just like,
I don't know, I'm too angry to even fight.
Pretty much. That's all I need. That's all I really needed. I just needed the Unohana moment.
I've actually never seen you talk about this anime. It's going to be pretty cool to see you. Well, I did for a couple times, and I had like a bunch of really popular videos pop off of Bleach. But the thing is every time I'd cover Bleach, I get people in the comments who are like, "Fucking kill yourself! Stop talking about Bleach!" Like a lot of them, like a lot of people were telling me that, and I'm like, "The fuck is your problem?" And the worst part is I was going through depression at the time, like manic depression. And I didn't know I was bipolar or manic. So I was just like, I don't know what I'm feeling right now, but I need to get away from this.
No.
But now I know, and now I don't give a shit. So I'm gonna talk about it, and I'll mess up and get things wrong, and boo hoo.
Well, we saw the beginning of Akane's performance, which was not well received. Coming from Hikaru and Karashi's performance, a lot of emotions are high, and a lot of people feel like they reached the peak of the performance. So it feels like Akane is like this. She's like the appetizer after the entree. People don't really care about her performance initially, but she kind of uses this time to kind of settle everybody down, calm the emotions by easing into a story. Like she isn't going all out to start. She's really starting things slow. We've seen that Akane through her training has really learned how to work the crowd, and I think more importantly, she's learned how to control the pace of her storytelling. So although we didn't get to go to the deep parts in the story yet, this is just the beginning. We can kind of see her take command of the crowd right now.
Yeah, and I love the way they explain it. Basically, it's like the Hikaru acted as this big moment that tired out the audience. So the follow-up act is always doomed no matter what. But it seems like Akane has found a way in to use that to her advantage, and I think what this shows is that she expertly can read the room, and her ability to do that, which I think that was like set up in like what, episode 2 or 3 or something like that, like a long time ago now, in the timeline technically. So this goes to show that those instincts are still very sharp, and because she's able to do that, I think she's going to be able to carve out like her own little. She's going to get she's definitely not going to get dinged for this, you know.
Yeah, this is the calm before the storm, because a lot of people right now are counting her out after that big performance from Karashi and Hikaru. Those two in particular, Hikaru, Karashi was pissing me off because the whole time he's like, "Is this really good? This is the Akane everybody's hyping up," and even Hikaru was like, "Oh, after all that big talk, this is what you have to show for it." So they're not seeing the hype around Akane right now, but we know as viewers, it's dramatic irony. We know that with Akane, what she's doing right now is taking things slow, because it would actually work against her to try to immediately grab all the fans' attention, because right now they're too scattered. So she's just easing everybody into her story, using what she learned. I think his name, what was it? Kyoji? What's his name? Kyoji. The guy with the shaved head. Using what Kyoji taught her, to just cater to what the people need right now. Because one thing that the big thing that she learned in her training is that you kind of had to take your ego out of your Rakugo sometimes, and just do what you need to do to fit the audience's needs. Because if this was Akane, if this was Akane from episode 1, I think she would try super hard to get everybody on her side, get everybody laughing. But that isn't the play right now. So
no,
I think she's just going about it in a very smart way.
Oh yeah. That shows how much she's grown, and shows how far she's come, and how far she'll continue to go. It's so interesting to me how they've built this segment with Akane up is almost like she's like a really rough spot. And it's more likely than not that she's going to fail. Like, that's kind of the tone. So that's what's hooking me right now. And I'm like, okay, what is episode 10 going to bring? Like what crazy battle shonen stuff are we going to see? She going to go Super Saiyan Jugumu? Like, what are we like? Super Jugumu?
I'm telling you right now, I think while it may not be exactly my favorite moment, just because I still think a great moment in the series was just her asking for help after what happened to her dad happened. I think next episode is going to be one of the strongest episodes for this anime thus far.
Nothing can top ass physics.
Nothing can, but some things can. You may not be able to top it, but you can maybe stand on equal footing.
You can climb that mountain.
Yeah. Hey,
but you will not conquer it. You will not conquer that ass.
It's like you shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you'll be amongst those stars. You know.
I guess so.
That's all I had to say with this episode. Do you have anything that you wanted to add?
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Because you don't gotta ask like Karashi.
True, but if I did, you'd hear it because it sound like this.
All right. Next episode, last anime of the night is Witch Hat Atelier, episode 10.
Yeah, this is a EA show. This episode was, this episode was going to get crazy when there was no opening credits. When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, time for finally some good fucking food.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I was not let down. I was not let down. By the end, Tarta got a girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Like there's definitely a lot with the whole shipping thing right there. You know, for Tarta, what we got to see in this episode was Coco basically changing his entire life.
Basically, yeah.
Because Tarta, they don't explicitly say this, but it's kind of like he's working with a disability. His vision is impaired. He has a silver wash, which may not seem like it's super significant, but in this world, with his occupation of being a witch's assistant, or witch's apprentice, he is severely hampered with not knowing the colors of different potions and concoctions. And it really just it puts a pin in his dream bubble, because he wants to be a witch. He wants to be able to do these spells. He wants to do what Coco's able to do, but he just doesn't have the capabilities, or he's severely hindered with his silver wash. But Coco is basically gives him a weapon in terms of being able to circumvent his silver wash, because while it hasn't gone away, he can do things to get around his disability, where he's using this reverse spell on the different medicines to identify which is the one that he needs, because he's basically reverting it back to like the powder form, and then he's further reverting it back into like when it was actually a flower. So, and because he's like so studied, he's able to identify, okay, this one looks like that, this is the right medicine I need. So I mean, it's kind of like Coco's giving him, well, she's not being able to fix his vision, she's able to give him glasses to be able to see things a little better. Not literally, of course, but just how he views the world, because he's looking at things like there's not much hope to be had in this profession. He's wondering if he's fit to do this thing at all, but Coco shows him that there is a way. And I think it's profound because Coco isn't a natural witch. She isn't one of these characters that comes from a family of witches or anything like that. She's literally she literally was a regular person a couple months ago. In fact,
Yeah.
you could argue Tarta is more of a witch than Coco.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think you're spot on with everything you said, pretty much. Like the whole thing with Tarta is what is so compelling to me about it is that with his disability, he has this glass ceiling, and Coco just helps him to break through it. And I think it's because she doesn't have that experience.
Mm-hmm.
Because how she uses magic is like someone who doesn't know how to do magic. That's kind of the background she's coming from. The foundation is I want to be one, so I have to think of all of these ways to use magic. And I specifically think the moment that allowed this moment to happen came with Coco's biggest failure when they had to deal with the dragon. Because of how they were able to work through that moment and think of and devise a way to create a spell in an odd way that would save their lives and get them out of that predicament. That same experience came in handy when Coco was like, just take the spell and make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how Tarta is so respectful of the profession of being a witch that he's like, I can't do that, can I? And then Coco's like, no, it's okay. Just take what I did and just alter it to what you need. And it's like, it's just a beautiful thing, you know. It's so stupidly simple, like, because Coco's like literally just like, let's just reverse the signs.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I gotta do.
Yeah.
And draw it better, and that's it. And it's so adorable because Tarta now has a girlfriend.
Girlfriend in waiting.
It's just so clear. It's just so clear. I have never seen such a cut and dry example like this. It's so funny. But I love that moment where that whole world opens up for him, and he literally starts to see the world as how other people see it through the power of magic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because Coco learned from her friends and from Keyfrey that magic is meant to make people happy. That's the sole purpose. It's the reason it exists. And she truly fundamentally believes that. And because she truly and fundamentally believes this with all of her heart, she is able to teach someone else the beauty of magic and being a witch. And it saves, well, obviously, I was about to say it saves her life, but like her life is going to be saved either way. But it actually ends up saving Tarta's life.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, he was, especially with like his grandfather, with the whole memory wipe thing, which that happened at the beginning of the episode. And Kiefer basically just used his quirkiness to avoid the questioning he was getting. He's just like, hey man, Tarta, did you get a haircut, man? What's up?
Tarta, you look so good today with that haircut. I was definitely not about to kill you because you found out my secret. But I will say, if you did,
I will kill you.
Yeah, he even remarked how Kiefer's eyes got real cold when he was questioning him. So I think from his, I think that's why he dropped it at the end of the episode, because
I'm telling you, he's gonna kill someone. I am 110%. He's Walter Whiting himself. He is the danger.
I feel like that may happen, but I do feel like the whole memory wipe thing is just so out of bounds, and while it's not killing someone,
slippery slope,
it is pretty damn bad, to wipe someone's memory.
You really can't get worse than that. And so like that, and that's like the first thing we see he does that's like bad.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing is killing.
Yeah.
That's the step that we go to next. And I think that's where it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be one of those like moments where it's like Kiefer doesn't want to do it. Like he knows like he's going to break bad, but he's gotta make that meth. He's gotta get that ink, that meth ink, the ink meth. And he's got to do it for his whatever reason he needs it for. And he will sacrifice anything to do it because he believes whatever that thing is more worth it than his own life, which is fucked up.
Yeah, we don't know what cause that he's working for. We know he wants to stop the brim hats, but we don't know what exactly is the major plan here. What is he actually trying to do for the world or himself?
It's got to be something insane, like something truly to thwart evil, to do something as evil as wiping a helpless old man's memories.
And gaslighting a child.
And his 3 daughters, who are adorable and like perfect, who like he has a amazing life.
I'm glad you said 3 because Riche is my daughter. He can have the other 3.
Oh, but yeah, 4. Yes, 4. Sorry. Yeah.
No. You had it right. 3.
No. Well. I mean, Satsuki. We gotta be fair here.
I'm fair. I think.
Listen, trust me. Once he breaks bad, I'm sure those kids will be orphans. So you can.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want Riche under his influence if this is what he does in his spare time, gaslighting children, wiping the minds of old people.
You can put Riche on a farm where she'll never have to take a test by an adult ever again.
She will love that.
I do not want to take tests. I think tests are very dull and stupid. I'm going to go over there in this corner and eat raw eggs because that's what I want to do, because adults tell me I shouldn't do it.
He is not fair? Since when? Me? Satsuki the Savage? Cap. But yeah, I mean this episode was basically just the Tarta episode.
Yeah, it was the Tarta gets a girlfriend episode.
Yeah.
A sick COVID-stricken girlfriend.
Once again, romance gets advanced with sickness. It is a classic trope. It happens every single time. One character gets sick, when that other character nurses them to health, 100% the romance is going to advance like 3 levels.
You know what? When you know what? This is what I'm gonna get COVID, right? I'm gonna go out into public. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, girl, I'm dying. Can you nurse me?"
I don't think that's going to work. You might want to reevaluate that one.
No, it's going to work. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be like, I'm going to die if you don't do something. Guarantee you, that's how I'll find my wife.
I won't wish you good luck because I don't want you to go with that strat, but hopefully it doesn't go south. So if you can't get a girlfriend, just get sick. Wow, thanks, KOA. Yeah, please don't listen to that. I'm
just doing what Tarda did, or rather, what Coco did. That's all I'm doing.
What, still medicine?
I'm gonna walk around drawing circles on paper. Help me, please! I'm dying.
And mind you, it was just I mean, I'm pretty sure we made our jokes, but it was the typical anime code.
That's true.
Oh,
It was the Japanese fantasy cold. The dark Japanese fantasy cold.
yeah. It's killed millions at this point.
Trillions.
But oh yeah, the other thing I want to bring up was Keyfree, because he got pulled away from being by Coco's side because there was a bar on fire or something. Water. Yeah, and they grabbed him because he's a witch, and they made him put that out. And I thought it was interesting to see how the public views witches. But because we had the whole thing with the father whose stupid kid almost drowned because he's a stupid kid, and we kind of got to see like how the public like really relies on witches to do extraordinary things, which is understandable. But I think with this guy that we saw in this episode, we really saw the entitlement that people have with witches, where it's like, because they think witches they basically see witches as almost as like gods, and because they think they have so much power, they're just like, man, just go ahead and fix that shit up real quick.
Keyfree, don't get back here. You have to fix all of it. There's a bunch of burnt up corpse. You got to fix their flesh. You got to bring them back to life. Keyfree, come on, buddy. Come on, lad. Let me slap you in the back a couple more hard times. Maybe I'll knock the breath out of you. You scallywag. You scoundrel. You got the eyes of a criminal. Come on. Let me put you in a jail cell. You're going to prison, lad, for the rest of your life, and you're going to be eating coal from the ground.
Did you read a script? Where did that come from?
My head.
Oh, impressive.
And then Keyfree was like, "Oh, I suppose. I guess I will go to eat coal with Frieren in the ground."
Shout out Frieren. But
shout out Frieren in the mines working.
I think that's important because I feel like we're getting a microcosm of. Just think about this. This was a situation where seemingly no one got hurt. It was just a building that burned. What happens where we're in a major crisis and people are looking for witches to do something that they just cannot do or they cannot show? How quickly will civilians turn against witches? Because in their mind, they're people who can just wave their hands. It's to some degree they are right a little, but it's not. They don't have the full picture. But in their minds, they can just wave their hands and make things disappear. We know that isn't the case with witches. So at what point does the public go against them? Because in their mind, they should be able to fix any problem. But if the problem is too great and it's too overwhelming, and the witches aren't able to perform the way that they think they are, how do they respond? Because I feel like this guy is just. He's just another fish in a ocean as far as how the general public regards witches. Because, I mean, yeah, if you're seeing witches doing extraordinary things, you're going to think that they have this power that they actually don't have.
Yeah. I think, honestly, this is the risk you have when you don't tell people, inform the public of what witches do and who they are. It's just inevitable.
Yeah.
In a way, it's not good. Like, you would think, oh, well, this is just the way things are. And the reason I hate that mindset typically is because that usually signifies to me that's like, when you get to that point, whatever system is in place is clearly not functioning as intended. And when you have that social dynamic against the witches, one witch does something horrible, it's over. Like, the whole system collapses. So that's what they're running. That's to me what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is the people don't actually like the witches. They tolerate them and use them.
It also makes you think of like the whole which came first, the chicken or the egg, because it makes you think, are the rules that currently exist because of situations like this, because of like mistrust of witches, or like this idea that witches are super powerful? Did the rules come in place because of this, or were were the rules put in place to circumvent things like this, where people are looking at witches in a certain way? Like, is it a way to deter events like this? Because it's kind of like they kind of had to have this code of ethics as far as witches, so people don't go, so normal people can't use magic and things won't go out of control. So yeah, I just wonder like how this society even was brought about, as far as this hierarchy that exists with witches and regular people, and how things were before. Because I think they called it like, Kiefer called it something like some type of pact or non-aggression thing. I wonder how things were when we were in those times where people supposedly could use magic at will, where there wasn't some coveted title of witch.
Yeah. I don't know. But I think clearly what's going on here is this is setting the stage for people not liking witches, and society itself is witch society is crumbling. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what the brim hats want. Maybe that's the fatal deception. Is they thought they had won after their little world war, but in reality, all they did was seal their own fate. Stay night, unlimited blade works.
Advertisement. But yeah, we saw the brim hats at the end of the episode, and it seems like they will strike when the apprentice and
we're going to strike when they're all separated, and we're going to go into the cave and we're going to eat them.
I think they're attacking when Agat does her test, because they said an apprentice test, and I'm like, okay, well, I think Agat is the only one who is allowed to take the next phase of the test. So that's kind of funny. They are gonna. We all know how she feels about wanting to grow up fast and everything. So
they're gonna break this poor girl's naive dreams, and it's gonna be sad because Agat's gonna be like, I'm taking my test, I'm having fun, it's going to be great, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun. And then she comes out of it probably going, I don't want it. I take it back. I want to be a goofy goober. I want to be with Coco. I wanna.
Well, that's all I had to say about Witch Hat. Any parting words for Witch Hat?
The only parting words I have is W Tarda getting his girlfriend. L move Coco getting COVID.
Yeah. At least she didn't get him sick.
True. Should have been wearing a face mask the entire time.
But last segment of the podcast, we got our viewer. Wait, what the fuck? Questions. throw one more in there. But yeah. All right. We got our viewer questions. We got 4 questions tonight. The first question we have is opinions on abridging content. I am an owner of LBA. Check it out. Oh, so I guess our general opinions on abridging.
We can tell you what Sean doesn't like about abridging, which is all of it. But I did see like Yu Yu Hakusho, like the guys who Team 4-Star, they're doing like Yu Yu Hakusho abridged. So apparently, it seems like it's coming back. Like it seems like it's becoming a little bit, having a tad bit of a resurgence. I think abridging is really fun. I think it's one of the funnest things you can do. I've always thought that. I've always wanted to do some like abridging stuff. Never really had the chance to do it. EA has done it. It's just, it's just one of those things that broke bitches such as myself love to do. And never do, because I'm bipolar.
Well, I'm not too into abridging. I think the idea of it is very cool. It's a lot of like talented people that get into it, make content about it. So I definitely am a supporter, but I myself don't really get into it too much. So I don't have too much of an opinion on it.
What is your favorite abridged?
I think, the only abridged that I think I've seen is a little bit of the Dragon Ball Z one. Usually what I'll look for is like outtakes where the actual voice actors are messing up lines and they'll like throw in their own ad-libs because they're kind of like fuck this scene.
My love for you is like a truck.
Yeah, that's what I usually look at, but like I said, I'm not really into abridging, so.
Yeah, I think my favorite, obviously Dragon Ball Z abridged is like the holy grail. It's just the one. But I also like the 86 one that EA was a part of. That was pretty fun. I like Denji Lemon's one. That was really, really fun. That was for Chainsaw Man.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one. I think a Team 4-Star did it as well. It's Final Fantasy VII abridged. That was really fun. Very underrated, in my opinion. Nobody ever brings it up. Sonic abridged. Sonic 06 abridged. Oh my god. It's one of the funniest things on the internet still. I still find clips of it, pops up in my feed, watch it every time. Hilarious. So definitely Sonic, those Sonic fans in general are near psychopathic levels of creative.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ellie says Dragon Ball Z, Fate, Sword Art Online.
SAO, yeah. SAO is probably the best one.
Yeah. Says because it unironically fixes the show.
It does. Like it makes SAO fucking awesome. Because it just takes all the best parts of SAO, which the best parts of SAO are usually pretty good, pretty solid, right? So they have a really great foundation, and it's just all the only bad stuff about SAO is the fucking dialogue. And it makes it's the way to watch SAO.
Next question we have is, you had to let one of these characters into the podcast. Which one of these 3 are you personally picking? 1, Ed from Ed, and Eddie. 2, Cheese from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Or 3, Billy from Billy and Mandy.
I feel like Ed would be the best fit here.
It is varying degrees of idiocy coming from these 3 characters. I think in general the smartest one out of these 3 might be Billy, just because he said some things that are kind of insightful, surprisingly. But these are, I'll just say this. I'm definitely not picking cheese because cheese annoys me severely. Like even watching that show as a kid, didn't like that character. Ed might be kind of chill, honestly. I feel like Ed is on the chill side of the hyperness that you get from these three characters. So I would personally pick Ed.
Yeah, I think Ed is the one that matches our energy the most.
Mm-hmm. You fit
so
in.
I think that one's the best one.
Yeah. Next question. Do you still like the first anime that you've seen as a child?
Yes. No, I don't know what the exact first one is. I have a couple first ones because I just can't remember the timeline of these events and the order they play in. So it's Pokemon, OG Pokemon, Ghost in the Shell 1995, and Dragon Ball Z. Specifically, the one of when it very first aired, I caught the Saiyan saga. So it's between those three. So I like all three of them. Pokemon is the one I like the least out of the three now because Pokemon is so fucking overdone. It needs to go away forever. At this point, it's just so blah. It's like the Call of Duty of JRPGs. But I love Ghost in the Shell, and yes, those are the first boobs I ever saw. Was Motoko Kusanagi's robotic boobies at the
Okay.
beginning of Ghost in the Shell 1995. And then Dragon Ball, of course, Dragon Ball. Of course.
Yeah,
You know the story.
I'm pretty sure the first anime I've seen is Dragon Ball. I don't know for sure because I'm not able to tap into those early memories. But if it is Dragon Ball, I for sure still like Dragon Ball. I read it maybe like 4 years ago. Had a lot of fun with it. So yeah. Last question that we have, last question of the night is: now that EA is in Dragon Ball Heaven, which Z fighter would you also vaporize with the AC whatever 130 to be EA's best ghost friend?
So who else are we hitting with the 40 millimeter cannon from an AC 130?
Which Z fighter?
Which Z fighter? Oh god. I think a 40 millimeter cannon shot from an AC 130 probably would kill Yamcha, and that's about it. So it's gonna have to be Yamcha by default.
I mean, we're just saying like, well, I guess I don't know what we're saying exactly, but like, if you could do it to anybody, like, is going to kill whoever for sure.
Nappa.
I don't think he's a Z fighter.
He's in Dragon Ball Z, right? So that's like a Z fighter. Wait, is there like what is a Z fighter a specific definition?
Well,
like a group.
The good guys, I would assume.
Z fighters, okay. The Z fighters are a lot of people. So these are just the good guys. So Goku, Master Roshi, Yamcha, Krillin, Tien, Shinhan, Chiaotzu, Piccolo, Gohan, Vegeta, Future Trunks, Android 18, Trunks, Goten, Goodboo, Android 17, Pan, Oob. And then for the video games, Android 21 and Shallot. Yamcha is the only one that would not survive. Well, Yajirobe. Yeah, it had to be Yajirobe. That's the most likely one to get vaporized by an AC one. This question is actually should be out of the Z fighters, which one will get vaporized by a 40 millimeter cannon shot from an AC 130?
Okay. Out of the Z fighters, who am I picking? So I guess for me, it's like who meshes with EA the most because I want to send them a good person to be best friends with. So, I don't know. It's hard because I feel like a lot of characters are either like your Vegeta or you're kind of like stoic. Maybe. He might be cool with like 17 from Super. Just because he has a little bit more personality to him. I definitely want to send him 18 because 18 is just gonna ask him for money or something. Trunks, it's kind of Goten would annoy EA. He might be cool with Boo. Boo might be a good one. Actually,
I'll turn you into candy and eat you.
I'll go with Boo. He would like Boo.
Would he be vaporized by a 40mm cannon from an AC-130?
No, well, it's not asking would they be vaporized. It's saying who would you vaporize?
Well, you can. This is Z fighters we're talking about. There's only a limited few that could be vaporized.
Let's just say it's made by Bulma, so it's going to work.
Well, it's definitely not going to be Goku. That's for sure. That would drive. That's unfair. That would drive EA insane.
I think Boo would go well with this personality. I mean, and then he could turn a whole bunch of things into sweets and stuff. So I think Boo would be good for EA as a best friend in Dragon Ball Heaven.
Hey Boo, I don't like this broccoli. That's okay. I'll turn it into chocolate.
There you go. See? Yeah.
I ate broccoli too. Yeah.
Probably could change a whole bunch of clouds and stuff to like chocolate drops. He'll have a good time.
Yeah, it'll just be a party. He'll never want to undead himself.
But that are the viewer questions. So if you have any questions you want to ask us, ask them away in the description. Click the link, go to the Google Doc, ask the question. We will answer it next week, where we should have EA. Also, Blue Gender. I remembered it. Blue Gender to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
2 episodes worth. But I appreciate everybody who joined us tonight. Hope you join us next week, where we should have a full house. Hope you guys have a good night, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Peace and love for the King of Anime podcast. I'm Sasuke Savage. That's C-Tactics.
These were the final words he said.